that we wanted to have another home birth.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted things to be different. And so the biggest thing for me was that I had to really dig into my faith again.
Yeah.
Where I stood and what I believed, and that's what I spoke, and I prayed. And
so you feel like the mental and the spiritual preparation was a lot bigger to you the second time around.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because by then people already knew that I had an assisted birth at the first one, and so I was hearing a lot more already from the second one, where people were saying that was a bad idea, and so instead of letting it bother me or take me backwards, and so I had to use that to encourage me to stand even stronger.
I feel like you guys did really well with keeping fear out. But I know that just like as people, you know, fear tries to come in.
Yes.
And so how did you deal with that, like when fear would try to come in?
Well, we had those, what were they called, the worship nights. And then we had somebody come and say a word. I don't know if you want to share that. Probably remember more than me.
Well, I don't remember all of what he said, but he was prophesying over her. She was pregnant at the time, and he was talking about your baby being a mighty man of valor, that he would be a mighty man of valor.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's where we started thinking that he was going to be a boy.
Yeah, because you never found it. You didn't find out, did you?
No.
With either one.
So we just kept going back to that and believing that and praying that and speaking it. And we also had people that we could go to pray with us.
Yeah.
Which really, really helps too. We just try to prepare ourselves for whatever there might happen and believe God for what He wanted birth to look like would happen.
Yeah.
And that's what we
So basically you took a hold of the word.
Yes.
And you stood on that word. The devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And the order of that is important because first he has to steal the word before he can kill and destroy. So whatever word God has spoken over you, if he can steal that out of your heart, well then he's already won pretty much. The truth is we have to stand on the word and not let the devil steal that word, because that's what he's after. He's after the word. You didn't regret that you had the home birth, the unassisted birth, but you learned, you know, because we live and learn.
Yes.
In the end, it all turned out good, like even the first time.
Yes.
You were healthy, she was healthy, everything turned out fine. But, you know, we go from glory to glory and from faith to faith, right?
Yes.
So, like you weren't just going to settle, like you said. You wanted the next time to be easier.
Yes.
And you wanted some things to be different. And so you prepared for that.
And also going to the chiropractor.
Yeah.
Getting adjusted.
Going to the chiropractor. So, like, are there other things that in the physical part that you did differently, like besides going to the chiropractor, or?
I had to be more active because I had a baby to take care of.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a choice.
Yeah, in that age you don't have a choice.
No.
She was like...
She was very heavy.
Yeah, true. Both of her babies, they were chunky ones.
Yes. I was so tired of eating out by then because I had morning sickness with both of them.
Yeah.
And so during that time we'd go out to eat, and I was just so tired of eating out that I did cook more, so it was obviously healthier, and so I'm sure that helped a lot.
Okay, so how do you feel about the difference between birth number 1 and birth number 2?
But the second one, I didn't want to go into labor at night when I'd be tired. I wanted some rest. Yeah. And so at 3:30 I woke up and I felt some contractions, but I didn't know if they were real contractions or not. And so I started walking around and timing them. I took a shower to see what would happen, if they'd go away or increase. And they kept getting stronger and closer together. And so at 4:30 I woke up Jared, told him that we were
So this was like 1 hour, maybe?
Yeah.
3:30 to 4:30?
Yes.
Okay.
And so I told him that I was in labor and he couldn't go into work the next day.
Yeah. You're staying home, boy.
Yes. He helped me labor, and I would get in and out of the shower as we had hot water. I don't even know what time it was when we called you, around 6?
I think it was around 6. I think maybe I got there around 6:30 or something like that. 6:30.
And I think
he was born at what, 9:40 or something?
I was in labor for like a little over 6 hours.
Yeah, compared to 36 hours. That was amazing.
Yes. I remember having contractions and feeling the need to push.
Yeah.
And then asking you if it was too soon.
I'm like, well, I don't know. I can't feel what you're feeling.
And I remember you telling me to listen to my body.
What if my body's lying to me?
Right. And so I felt the need to push, and it felt good to push. Mm-hmm. And so I started pushing, and then he was here before half the time that she had been.
That is amazing. Yeah, like that was just such a totally different thing. And I remember later on in the day, you're like, I don't even hardly feel like I had a baby.
Yes.
You actually had some energy left over. And the second time around, the placenta delivered smoothly. Everything was good.
Afterwards, I took a shower again, and then I went in bed. And I was going to try and sleep, but I was too excited and couldn't even sleep.
So is there anything different now from second to third that you feel like you would do different again, like that you've grown again or learned from the last time? Or do you feel like you just are going to stick to what you did the last time because that was what you needed?
I think we were going to do a lot the same as we did last time, but we have some more unknowns this time since we're traveling a lot.
Yeah, so you don't have like a solid plan yet.
Yes.
Which I think is fine. What do you feel like are the benefits or the pros and cons of like a birth plan?
If I don't have a big birth plan right now, then I don't have my heart set on something, so then failure doesn't play a role in it. And so
it doesn't feel like failure then as easily.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think for you guys, that's a lot easier though than for some people, because like you, in your situation, you're able to just listen to your body and kind of just go with the flow and do whatever seems right at the time and whatever works at the time. And I think for some people, they do have to be a lot more clear about what they want, or else there's a big chance they won't get it.
Yes.
And so I kind of like that, that you just have the freedom to be able to be flexible and fluid.
Which I think that's what helped me relax too, and for the births to go out smoother. Like being able to go and listen to my body and and the clock's not mentioned, so you're not
You're not under pressure to perform.
Right.
And get things done in a certain time and all that. Yeah. So you did mention though relaxation.
Yes.
That had made a huge difference for you the second time around, that you just knew better.
Yes.
Was it that you just knew that you had to take that more seriously, or did you learn ways to do it better, or?
I think it was knowing to start from the beginning.
Oh.
Not just being excited that the baby was coming.
Like, calm down.
Yes. and
rest.
And then I think what really helped me was being able to see my hands relax. When I was standing, I was holding on to stuff or bending over, and so then I couldn't really see my hands, or my hands would tense up, and then
without thinking about what you're doing.
And then the second time around, I went and sat backwards on the toilet and put my hands on there. Could watch my hands, and I could see if I was.
So I guess maybe it comes down to also focus.
Yes.
Like just being able to knowing better what to focus on.
I remember after he was born, I texted you that our dirty house had really helped me because I had a lot of focus points.
And you saw him more than I did, I'm sure. Like, ooh, I need to clean that.
Yes.
Right?
What had also helped me was that Adeline was there too, so I had to stay calm for her.
Yeah, I remember you saying she was a good distraction. There's probably not a big audience that is like, oh, I want to do unassisted birth, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But there are some themes and threads that cross the whole board, like no matter where and how you birth. Is there anything else that you would want to add, just to say to moms who are maybe trying to decide where and how they want their birth to go, or how to prepare, or just anything that comes to your mind?
Well, I think the biggest thing is knowing where you're at spiritually, and doesn't matter where you give birth. Yeah. And whether planned or unplanned, unassisted, and that can help.
Just like trusting God, right? Yes.
Trust God and prepare yourself while you're pregnant, and not just prepare for the birth. You'll have everything, but that. Spiritually you're ready, and
the mental preparation, right? And the spiritual preparation,
and physically.
Yeah, it all goes together. You can't really separate them. Yeah. Well, guys, I hope that this conversation has helped you in some way, and if it has, we would love to hear from you. Leave a comment or a message, and if you think it'll help somebody else that you know, feel free to share it. And we want to thank you again for being part of the conversation.